Hello, twinks and brunettes, and welcome to this Pleasantview overview. It's the first time that I have shown this Pleasantview since the first episode that I did. I don't even remember how long ago, but quite a while ago. I did want to count how far along we were, and for that, I'm gonna use Unborn Baby Broke because I don't know how long this Pleasantview has been going on exactly. So she is 64 days old. So that means almost 65 years, but I should actually remove 2 days. So yes, 60 years into this Pleasantview, the premates have started to die. I do have a cemetery with the Sims that I've already passed. So let's just catch up on who has passed. Darren and Mary Sue. If you're wondering why people are next to each other, it'll make sense eventually. I should probably turn on my move objects. Daniel is there. Daniel's dead. Brandy's there. Mortimer and Bella, of course. Coral and Herb. Jennifer and John are here. Dawn and Cassandra. And then Angela recently died also. Caspian was Lucy's brother. He died of sickness, though. He didn't die of natural causes. It was pretty tragic. Then we got Juniper was Dustin's wife for a while, but they got divorced eventually. And then Will was Juniper's husband at the end when she died, and he's dead too now. So that's about it for those that are dead. Here is just Michael and Darlene, I think. Can I just think? No, Laura. Oh yeah, Laura was a dormie in the university, and she died while she came back from class. She got struck by lightning. Whoopsies. And here's all the pets that I've passed so far. So yeah, unfortunately, Angela was the first of like this batch of Sims who started as teenagers dying. But I also still have Sims that started as adults that are still alive somehow, like Dina here, still alive. I have Dustin in here. He's alive. He's great even. He's not even close to death. In here I have Alexander still alive. So we still have some of the OGs, but most of the Sims that started as adults are unfortunately gone already. Nina's still here also, but if I remember correctly, she's very, very close. She's like almost dead. So are Lilith and Dirk, but they're still here for now. So let's start with the family that I start the round with. Let's start with the Goths. Welcome to my beautiful goth mansion. I love redoing the goth mansion and making it like actually cute. Well, to my tastes. It might not be cute to you, but I didn't make it for you. I even gave it the upgrade of having a basement. It's like not finished at all, but it has one. So yeah, other than the fact that it's ridiculously big now, I usually have Cassandra's family, but Alexander's family lived in an apartment for like the biggest part of their life. And Cassandra's children were lotharios and not goths. And Alexander, despite randomizing as gay in this playthrough, was the only one between the two siblings that had a daughter whose last name was also Goth. And for this very stupid and convoluted reason, this is now Lena's house. Lena is Alexander's daughter. She's an alien, very obviously, because he had her with aliens. She is a knowledge sim, and she is married to Haim. Haim was Haim Caliente. He is Nina's son. And Nina doesn't actually know who the father is because I think she woohooed with like 4 different guys in the span of 2 days. So like realistically, she doesn't know which of the 4 it is. But of course, with the family tree, we know that it was Herb. And he's also a romance sim. So he's obviously not faithful to Lena. But I've always found it fascinating that despite being very like different opposing aspirations, they still have a boat together. They still love each other very much. It's confounding, really. But yes, he's very unfaithful. He's even getting with Lena's cousin. Ethel is Cassandra's daughter, so keeping it in the family. He's not had children with anyone else, though. We've been very lucky with that. Together, they had twins at first, Xavier and Rin. Rin is keeping the house. And then they had Edna. Edna is living with her grandma Nina because she's gonna be keeping Nina's house when she passes away. So that's why she's not here. Also, she's wearing like the leopard print dress. She's very sexy. Sultry. So yeah, and Cole is Alex's boyfriend or husband? Boyfriend. They're not even married. He gets the really easy life. He died at some point from sickness and he was saved from death by Alexander. He shouldn't be here anymore. He should be dead. I should have let him die, to be honest, because he's a huge pain in the ass. He's like, I don't even know oh yeah, he's pretty grouchy. He fights with everyone. Back when they lived in the apartment buildings, he would be enemies and fight with every other tenant. Like, look at this. This is ridiculous. Anyway, pain in the ass. But I guess they love each other, so they're a package deal. That's also the reason why Lena is like attracted to Cole, because to her that's not her dad. And Cole is bisexual, so he's also attracted to women. But does he actually cheat with Alex on any? Yeah, he does. I had a feeling he did. Cole is also a knowledge sim, and he did have his own alien baby, but as you can see, something tragic has happened. And that tragic thing that has happened is I accidentally put him in the household bin with his house. And that's a big no. And then I put the house back because I freaked out, and then I killed him because I thought that would fix the issues. But it did not fix the issue, so now he's dead for no reason. But while he was alive, he did have time to have 2 children. And so Cole's a grandpa, so congratulations, and even a great grandpa, so like congratulations to him. Othello, unfortunately for him, got the wrong end of the stick. Oh, he wants to turn Will into a zombie. Yeah, story-wise, Lena wants to become a witch currently, which I think is very slay, and I'm gonna let her become a witch. I love that for her. Alexander and Cassandra's relationship was pretty strained by the end because he basically stole the house from her and her family, and she kind of never got over that, even though Bella had a house built for Cassandra, and the house, like, for all intents and purposes is even better than this one. But it's about status, you know, it's about the goth name, the goth mansion, and if you don't have the mansion and the status, what do you have as a goth? You have money. That's pretty much it. And I mean, that's good enough, but it's not good. Like, when you're Cassandra, in your mind, you're the lady of the house. It's your house. And then she had 2 daughters. By any means, it should have stayed in her side of the family, but it ended up not happening, in part because of Bella, because Bella, in my fiction, in my head, agreed with Alexander that this should have been Lena's house. And I don't think even Lena cared so much about it. Like, she's glad to have it, but I don't think she expected to, like, I don't think she thought she deserved that. Especially since she didn't grow in this house, she grew up in like an apartment building. So like when she moved into this house, it was, everything about it was new. Everything about it was overwhelming. Alexander made it to mad scientist and then retired, just like his father. Cole is, I think, top level of the journalism career. Chaim is top level of the slacker career. Lena is a top secret researcher and she wants to retire despite being an adult still. I feel you, girl. And then we get into Arlo and Rin. Rin is Lena and Chaim's daughter. She is inheriting the house. She already has a child, but it's a son, Dexter, so he's not gonna get the house unless she never has a daughter, in which case I'll see what I do if I go pick between like Cassandra's children and grandchildren. Maybe, you know, slap him back with it. And Rin has married Arlo, who's now Arlo Goth because he married a goth woman, so he's now a goth himself. Arlo is, I was about to say a mistake, that's not at all not a mistake, an accident. Tamara is married to Dustin. She was a townie and I didn't know, but she also had a romance started with this other townie, Blaine. And when she moved in with Dustin, they weren't dating yet. They had like love heart and shit, but they weren't dating. So they weren't together. And I called Blaine over to put like an end to this thing they had, and she had a want to have a baby because she is a family sim. But I didn't want her to have a baby with Dustin because he already had 3 children, and as you know, 3 is already pushing the button for me, so I didn't want him to have 4. And so I decided, why doesn't she have a baby with that guy? Like a last woohoo to say goodbye and oops, you know? So that's what I did. And she had Arlo, and now Arlo is married to Rin. He's a nice popularity sim. He is in the adventurer career. He's only in the part-time job because I couldn't find the full-time job for him yet, but he's gonna be in the full-time job eventually. He used to be dating Valley, but they got broken up by university, unfortunately, by growing up basically from teenager to adult. And now he's with Rin, but he does sometimes still roll once, like flirt and kiss Valley. But it's kind of funny because Valley is now dating Xavier, Rin's twin. So she's not gonna need for anything. And then little Dexter, he's just like, he was just born, so I don't know much about him. He's a little dude. What color is his hair? What, does he have red hair? I think he does. He looks like he has red eyebrows. Nina's red hair genes are very strong. So yeah, that's it for my goth family right now. It feels a lot better to talk about my Sims when there are still like premates that are alive, because otherwise I feel like it's so confusing for people who haven't seen my Sims before to like keep track of who's who and who's the child of who's the child of who. Then I would go and play my Lothario family, which is basically goth family number 2. So this is where Cassandra and Dawn lived with their family before they both died, obviously. So in here we still have Ethel. Ethel is their second daughter, the youngest daughter. She has a sister, Alma, but Alma lives with her husband. Ethel had 3 children with her husband. She is also cheating because she has secondary romance. She is a Lothario after all, but she never had any children with anyone other than her husband. Her husband was a dormie that I made myself. His name is Joshua, and he wants another baby. How are you gonna do that? So close from elderhood. They themselves had 1 daughter first, Cleo, and then 2 sons who hate each other's guts. It's very funny to see. They keep fighting in the dining room. It's very slay also. Cleo just got married to Hugo Pleasant. Hugo is Juno and Phineas' son. Phineas is the son of Dina and Daniel, and Juno is the daughter of Juniper and Dustin Broke. He's their only son. And yeah, they're very recently married. Cleo wants a baby. I'm not sure if she might even be pregnant right now. No, she's not. But I guess pretty soon. I do try to wait a little bit now before I have my Sims have babies, because I was ending up with a lot of families where like the grandparents were still adults, and I felt like I ended up like consistently with Sims living for way too long. I both changed my lifespan and also made the decision that my Sims would have babies a little bit later in life now, instead of as soon as they got the want or as soon as they got married, because that was causing issues. And in the house we also still have Oliver. Oliver is their last baby. He's a teenager. He becomes an adult in 5 days. Oh, he does not despise his brother anymore. They don't like each other, but he doesn't like hate him anymore, which is a step in the right direction. His brother Keith is also an adult now. I think he just finished university, or maybe got expelled from university. He's kind of the odd one out in the family. I don't think he even likes the family that much. I don't think he cares about like any of the prestigious money things. He finds it all pretty boring and suffocating. I love Keith a lot. He's got no ambition at all. He's a mood. So yeah, this is the house that Bella had built for Cassandra and her family. I like it very much so. Yes. I made it myself, so you know, it's great that I like it. It's got a bit of a weird layout, and it's like so big, but the kitchen is so tiny. But you know, I like my houses with quirks, and this one is very quirky girl. I don't think any of the kids are aware of what Ethel is doing behind their father's back. Well, nobody's aware except for the people that she's, you know, dating on the side. It's really not many. It's like Joss here and Haim, of course. But she has the one to go further. Joshua has been a great husband to her. I feel like he must have been pretty pushy about kids, since that's what he wants the most. But like, if Ethel really hadn't wanted any kids anymore, I don't think he would have pushed it. I don't think he would have pushed it too far. I think they're happy for as long as he never learns what she's been doing. I also think Ethel has always been pretty jealous of her older sister for being able to like get away from the whole family thing and not being like having her mother breathe down her neck, because Ethel always had to please her mother because she lived with her. That was her house, so she had to be what a good goth Harris should be without even being that. without getting the benefits of that. I wouldn't say she was probably relieved when her parents died, but I don't think she misses them as much as she should. She maybe feels a bit guilty about that as well. I think Cleo is completely unaware of anything ever. She cares about herself and her little family first and foremost, because by all means she should be the person leading the goth house right now, but she's not. And even if she was offered that, I don't think she'd say yes. I think she's very happy and very comfortable in her little life right now. She is a secondary knowledge sim, so she also rocks that. Hugo is just glad to not live in the smallest ever apartment with his parents anymore, and to finally be able to like spread his wings and become somebody. As far as careers go, she's a professional party guest. Ethel, Joshua is a university guest lecturer. He works in the education career. Cleo is a cat master, natural scientist. Her husband Hugo is in the oceanography career, and little Oliver does not have it. Oh yeah, he does. Watch me completely make a fool of myself. He's an intern and movie critic. He's an aspiring journalist. Look at my little overachieving boy. He's so like, him and Keith couldn't be any more different. For real. Keith is like, I don't think he would even want to take a job as an adult. I think he does have one, but like, he's the type of sim that if he's comfortable enough with money and doesn't need it, he might not have it. Then the next family I would play is the Pleasant house. It's called the Andrews family now because, well, the patriarch of the family's last name is Andrews, so the family name is now Andrews. And here he is, the Andrews man in question. His name is Jeremy Andrews. He was a dormie and he married Angela, who now passed away, and he's very heartbroken about that. They were very in love. It was very cute. They had twins, Niall and Mathilde. Niall has 3 children. I've broken my own rules so many times with this Pleasantview. So many people have 3 children, but I don't think I ever went further than 3. Like even Brandy didn't have any more after unborn baby broke. Like that's very rare for me. I've had a lot of people have 3 kids. I need to stop. It's not good for overpopulation. But yes, Angela and her husband Jeremy had twins. Jeremy still lives in this house, and Dina also still lives in this house. Dina was married to Daniel. Since Mortimer refused her advances, she went to get another rich man. Who other than Mortimer in town is like very established and very rich? Well, Daniel Pleasant. Daniel and Mary Sue had gotten a divorce, so he was free for the taking. And they did have one child together, Phineas, who now also has a son, Hugo, who we've just seen and spoken about. Dina is somehow still alive, so she's still living in this house. You know, as far as she's concerned, this is her house. This is her family. She married into it and it's hers. Don't you dare try to take it away from her. I've renovated this house very much so. In the house is also Mathilde. Mathilde is one of Angela's children. She herself had a son with Cole's dead alien son. Makes sense to me. While she was in university, so she is 13 days from becoming an elder, and she has 2 grandchildren already, which is, you know, one part of the problem. I guess she did get pregnant in university, so it makes sense that she's a lot younger than you would typically be when you get grandchildren. Like, yes, it makes sense, but it's still very annoying to me. I waited honestly as long as I felt like I could wait, because Declan's wife, Heidi, is a family sim, and she was very adamant that she wanted kids, and she wanted kids very soon. And I already locked the one to have another baby, so that means, yes, that they will also have 3, because they had twins. They had little girl Eden and little boy Florian, and they will have 1 more. But then that will be it, because I will not go further than 3. I'm not even supposed to go to 3. So I'm sure you know Dina very well. She is a gold digger, which is probably the main and only reason she decided to go for Daniel, because he had a big house and a lot of money. She was happy though in the union, and she never got jealous of Daniel sleeping around, which is good for Daniel. Jeremy is a fortune sim, and he was very career oriented all his life. But once Angela died, I decided to make him retire, because I felt like maybe that would be a wake up call for him, that like it was time to chill, take it easy, and like take life in before life would be ripped away from him. Dina ended up being top of the law career, which I love doing with her. I love putting her in the law career, and now she's retired as well. And like, thankfully, because she's dying tomorrow, basically. She's so old. Then Mathilde is a romance sim, and she does get around, and her son was an accident that was the result of one of her hookups in university. But yeah, she mostly goes for service sims. She just loves the service sim life. But yeah, she has fun. She just loves to have fun. She's very simple-minded, and like, it's very straight to the point to play her. I'm not thinking 5 steps ahead. It's just like woohoo, 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 woohoo. And I like that. That's simple, you know? That's that's easy. Then her son, Declan, is actually a sweetie. It's very surprising that such a sweetie came out from her. He is a knowledge sim, just like his deceased father was. It's very sad. It's very sad. He went to university, got top marks, married his high school sweetheart pretty much straight out of university, and then had to wait a grueling amount of time before he could start his family so that his mom wouldn't be so young. And she's still very, very young. Like, there's only so long that I was able to wait. Then his wife, Heidi, she was actually the newspaper delivery girl. And she's very cute, actually. She's adorable. Her little color is light blue, if you didn't notice. And yeah, she started dating Declan when they were teenagers. They went to university together, and now they are married and living together, and they have twins, and they're gonna have one more. I'd say it's going pretty well. She is in the emergency services career. I don't have like the police career anymore. I have this instead. Declan is a general practitioner, so he's following in his grandpa's footsteps, who is also a general practitioner. His mom is in the music career. She's doing summer camp music teacher in the middle of winter. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this. The babies are brand new out the womb, freshly baked, so I don't have much to say about them. I hope they turn out cute. That's all I can say. Florian has brown hair, and little Eden is a redhead. Like, I know that the twin gene has been kind of debunked, that it doesn't even really exist, but I feel like this family in particular has a really big twin like curse. Because Mathilde's a twin, then she had her son, so it like skipped a generation, and then her son had twins, and her mom, Angela, is a twin. I did get a lot of twins so far in this Pleasantview, so maybe it's just like a general game curse and not this family in particular. And don't mind this family's outfits. I didn't fix them yet. So in here we have Mathilde's brother, Niall. He's recently moved in this house with his family, and he didn't have enough money at the time to like decorate it. Now it's better, so I'm probably going to be able to finish the house, because very obviously the rooms, like, wow, interior decoration is my passion. Niall got married to Hope. Hope was a townie, and very disturbingly, I think she has slept with Daniel. Yeah, it's fine. We just don't mention it. You keep it hush in the house. You don't talk about that. They had 3 kids. It's just I'm way too susceptible to these freaking ones. It's like, you're a knowledge sim. Why do you keep rolling that? It just makes me want to give it to you. They are both knowledge sims, and they are 3 bolters. So the love is very strong. That like, they're so attracted to each other that he doesn't even care that she slept with his grandfather. It's like a non-issue. Their first son, Ryan, is like one of the most adorable sims I've ever seen. He is 4 days away from becoming an adult, so it's imminent. It's very close. Look at him. Hi, my love. Hi, my little baby boy. Then their second son, Sawyer, just recently became a teenager. He is 9 days away from becoming an adult. And their daughter, Claire. I really, really wanted them to have a little girl. And I was very happy when their last child ended up being a girl. And like, look at her. Look at this sweetie. Oh, she wants to be friend with Astrid. Okay, yes. Astrid, if I'm not mistaken, is my child that looks very, very scary. I'm very anxious to see her up close. She looks evil. So Niall is in the architecture career. Hope is in the medicine career. I don't think any of the kids, Ryan's the only one that's in private school because he's a knowledge sim, so he wanted to go in private school as a kid. The other ones have not. Oh, wait, Sawyer, call the man and call him. Where's the phone in this house? I've built this recently, so I don't know where things are very clearly, you know, when you see the rooms. Oh, hello, Mathilde. Oh, hello. So Niall, if you're still confused, is Angela's son. and Matilda's twin. So as I said multiple times, they've just moved in this house because they used to live in an apartment. They had their first 2 boys in that apartment, and then when they got pregnant with a 3rd child, they knew that the house was way too small to house such a big family. So they moved in this house, and I renovated it to like add an attic. I really love adding an attic to this house because it gives you so much more room. Now the roof looks a bit silly. Well, it doesn't really. It looks okay. It looks fine. I was being dramatic. It does not look silly. Yeah, I love this house when it's like properly renovated. It's so useful. So they have an extra room upstairs actually if this was to ever come true, but I don't think it will. In this Pleasantview, you may have noticed also that I've used a lot more townies and dormies for my Sims, my playables to get married to. I was really trying to be careful with getting too many families mixed up so much that eventually everyone would be cousins with everyone. So I strategically kept some families to get more like together, and then others that got more with townies and dormies, so that I would try to keep like a balance. I think it's been working so far anyway. I've not had many problems. And basically this family is just very wholesome family gameplay. There's not any weird things going on very much. The parents love each other. The kids like each other. Like they tolerate each other. At least they're not beating each other in the dining room. Claire's a little cutie. So like, what else can you ask for? Now this is another unfinished house and they don't have the money to finish it. So this is Bentley Oldie, his wife Bethany, and their son Gavin. Bentley is Alma and Donovan's son. Donovan was adopted by Herb and Coral Oldie, so that's why he's... And then when Alma got married to him, she took his last name. Alma is Cassandra and Dawn's first daughter. She's the first baby that was born in my Pleasantview because her name starts with the letter A. Bentley has a sister, Fleur, and he's here. He got given a large sum of money by his family because they're very wealthy to buy this house, but it wasn't exactly enough money to like furnish it properly, so the downstairs doesn't look so bad, but the upstairs is another story. They had just enough money to build a room for their son. Gavin was recently born. He's a baby. He was an accident. I mean, with the amount of money they have, I guess you could have guessed it was an accident. Bentley wants to flirt with Valley. Oh my god, naughty boy. Bethany is a townie that he got with. He actually didn't have any attraction for any of my playables, so I think that's why I had him go with a townie, because that wasn't the plan at first. I wanted him to get with a playable, but that didn't happen. He's a popularity sim. He went to university, did pretty well. He is in the music career. Bethany is in the sports career. I think she also slept with Daniel at some point, because most people that were most people that are in this career, whether they were even women that Daniel was attracted to or not, ended up sleeping with Daniel because, well, she's very adorable though. I love her. And he looks like Cassandra, which is not a bad thing at all. I love the way that male relatives of Cassandra look as well. They just tend to be very angular. So like you know where the face comes from. He looks a lot better as an adult though than he did when he was a kid. When he was a kid, he was a bit scary. But now he's okay. Bethany is also a popularity sim. And oh, she's not working in the right career that she should for her lifetime one. I might change it then. She makes a lot of money though. I might make her go to work like a couple days and then change her career, because I need money to furnish this house. They've not been living on their own for very long. The house has not like belonged to them for a long time, and they're not even married yet. They're just engaged. So next round I will probably get them married and maybe have another kid. We'll see. I still don't feel a lot of vibes from this family. I'm still getting to know them. I have this weird thing that I do that's like, I kind of create stories for my Sims in my head, but it's always based on things that the Sims are actually doing, or like just vibes that they give off. And so far I don't know how to size them exactly, but that will come. It always comes. Let's go in this apartment building. Let's go see Dustin and his wife Tamara. So obviously Dustin and Angela did not last very long. It did not last past adolescence, and he was married to Juniper for a really long time, most of his life actually. And it was actually Valley's birth that put an end to their marriage because Juniper actually tricked him. She wanted another baby. He did not. He had a fear of having a baby, and Juniper was on birth control and she stopped her birth control, and and like, that's bad. I know I clicked on the thing and made her do it, but sometimes I make up stories for drama. That's a thing that I do. Unfortunately, that put an end to things for Dustin. It was like taking too far. They had twins first. Kellen and Juno were twins. And then much later, they had Valley. I think the kids were teens and close to being adults already when Valley was born. And it's at that point that they got divorced. Dustin doesn't live with any of his children anymore. He kind of I would say that he distanced himself from his entire family after that thing happened with his ex-wife. His daughter and her husband do live next door, so they chat nowadays a lot more. He's pretty close to his daughter Juno, but it was a voluntary thing for him to pull back from this whole situation. He even seeing his other children, all that did was remind him of the betrayal of his ex-wife. So I imagine that all he wanted to do was to stay put with his wife and live a new life and kind of try to forget about it. He helped his wife Tamara raise her son Arlo. She wants another grandchild. That's so cute. I'll lock that for you. He never judged her for having a child with a random guy that she wasn't with. It's not in him to do that. Also, Dustin did turn his life around. The life of crime is no more. He went to university and he got into the intelligence career, and he's now head of the SCIA. So we're making bank. We're making a lot of money. Eventually, we might retire into a nice house instead of this, and then the nice house will go to one of his children because we're getting pretty old. Tamara's younger than him, but since she's a townie and I didn't really get to make her aspiration very high, she did not age up with a very high aspiration. I don't think that she's gonna live for very long once Dustin is gone. She works in the journalism career, and she's also pretty high in her career. She makes a lot of money also. And now the family that lives just next door in the apartment building is Juno and her husband Phineas. So Juno is Dustin's daughter. She's one of the twins with her brother Kellen. She's married to Phineas, who is Dina and Daniel's only son. And together they had one son, Hugo, who we have seen earlier. Just keeping you up to date. Phineas followed in the footsteps of his father Daniel by becoming an Hall of Famer. He's very into sports, swims a lot of laps in this pool. Juno is a blockbuster director. She is in the icon career, and she is an icon. Now that they live alone and that their son is gone, though, this household has gotten a lot less fun to play. But very, very soon, I should have her and her father be in the same household. I'd say right before he dies, probably on the round that he dies, so that she gets his house and that she can also take care of him at the end of his life, because I feel between all of his kids, she would be the one that's most likely to try and take care of him. And Valley is a lot younger and she's just starting her family, so it wouldn't make sense for her. And Kellen and his father don't really speak anymore, so it wouldn't make sense. I think that's what I'm gonna do, because having them live in this small little apartment, just the two of them, is getting pretty boring. They also have a pretty penny, but I'm expecting that I'm gonna have to send a large amount of that to Hugo. If him and Cleo ever want to have their own house, I want to keep that option open for me. He's a fortune sim just like his mom, and she is a popularity sim. This household is pretty chill to play, a little bit too chill. That's what you get sometimes when sims only have one kid. Now, you may remember this house from a video I did a while back where I was renovating this house because it was full with 8 sims, and now we have dwindled down to 4. Lucy is still here, still alive and kicking. She is married to Beau, and he's also still here, still alive and kicking. Jocelyn is here. Her husband, Lucy's brother, Caspian, unfortunately passed away from sickness. Peony is her daughter. She had her very late in life, which is why she's now an elder, and Peony is still a teenager, because for the longest time this house, as I said, was full with 8 sims, so I couldn't have any more babies. Lucy also had another son much later in life, so her and Beau's first son, Robin, which is a very funny name, Robin Broke, is out there with teenage children, and her second son, Jude, is freshly out of university, so they have a big age gap, but so does Peony and her brother Parker. Parker has a teenage daughter, and him and his husband Seth also have an alien baby that they have to take care of. So he's got like his family started and has for a while, and Peony is just a teenager. I don't usually play with such big age gaps between siblings, but when you have a full household, you do what you can. Now it's very far from full, but I'm guessing eventually with Peony and maybe like your cousin's family would come back to live in this house, because the house is made to have a lot of Sims in it. It's made to accommodate a big family, so it would be sad if it was just her and like a partner and one child. I say partner because Miss Thing is bisexual, and Lily aged up, unfortunately, so they don't have the flags anymore, but she and Lily were very much in love for a little bit, so I assume that she will be with Lily. I'm not sure if I want to start having my Sims in The Sims 2 have like science babies like they can in The Sims 4, because that has removed a lot of the taboo that I had like in my own mind about having two cis Sims of the same gender have babies together, because I always had like a mental block about that. But I don't know, now that it exists like in the normal game in another one of the Sims games, I feel like even in The Sims 3 actually it existed. If you go into the future, you can have two cis Sims of the same gender have a baby at the hospital. So I might start to have more of my Sims in The Sims 2 have science babies. I think it's fun. Like a big part of why I like my Sims to have babies in The Sims 2 is to see the genetic mix. And like I do love adopting. Her brother Parker is also gay. It's kind of funny that it worked out this way. They're both gay. Her brother Parker adopted with his husband, and I don't know if I regret it, because genetically now Parker doesn't have a child. He's never gonna pass along his genetics because his daughter is adopted, and like Seth had a baby of his own, so Seth's genetics are gonna be spread but not Parker's, which I always find a bit sad. And like given that it's a game and not real life, like in real life you would never say this. You would never say that someone not having a child and not spreading their DNA would be a waste. But in The Sims, it's just like I just find it fun to have it happen, so I might start making it happen more often. I don't know, I feel like having fun. I just like having fun. Lucy in my game is a family sim. She has stayed faithful to one man all of her life despite being very attracted to Donovan. I did not know that was a thing. She just lost her little brother. It's been difficult for her. John and Jennifer only had 2 children, so it was just her and Caspian. They shared this house with both of their families, so it's been a very rough time not having him around anymore. It's made the house very empty because Caspian was such a big personality. He took a lot of space. But Jocelyn is like a sister to Lucy anyway. They've lived together for so long that it doesn't feel weird at all to keep living together even though Caspian is not here anymore. Bo ended up being a fortune sim. I think I always make him fortune sim. He is in the architecture career. Lucy is in the education career, like was her father and her brother Caspian also actually. Jocelyn is retired. She was a business tycoon. John and Jennifer lived for a very, very, very long time. They've not been dead for very long. Lucy is aging up very fast, I find. Her bar is filling up very fast, so I'm kind of worried for her. But that is the way things go in this game. I'm very excited to see Peony grow up. She's a popularity sim, so that's like less exciting for me. It's my least favorite aspiration. I prefer even pleasure to popularity, but I will make the most of it. I have locked her one to have a party. Like I will try to make her be an interesting popularity sim. Like when she goes to university, because I see that she has the one to go, I might try to have her like join a house and do fun things. I feel like that would be just fun to try. And I find popularity sims boring, but I rarely ever try with them. So, and now we're going into Donovan's house. This was Herb and Coral's house. Also, I feel like I'm losing my voice, so if my voice starts sounding weird for the rest of this video, that is why. I am actively losing my voice. Donovan and Alma have just started living alone. Their daughter Fleur went to university and now she lives with her fiance, I think, so he doesn't appear here because they're not married yet. Alma is Cassandra and Don's daughter, and Donovan was adopted by Herb and Coral when he was a child, which is why he's pretty old for like a technically born in game sim. It's because he was adopted as a child. I made him myself though. Added memories myself of like, you won't see it with him because there's not a has been adopted memory. But if I was to like be able to check Herb and Coral's memories, they would have the memory of having adopted Donovan. In my fiction, Donovan married Alma for her money. He is a fortune sim. They love each other and they're attracted to each other, but the main motivation was the goth money. And Alma was supposed to be the goth heiress, but she decided to move out, get married to this guy, give him all of her inheritance, and change her last name. And even though her last name was Lothario and not goth, it was still like a gut punch to the rest of her family, because that is really not the goth way. Usually the husband takes the wife's name. The act of Cassandra taking the Lothario name was already like bold. It was very bold. And now her daughter was doing the same thing. It's kind of, it was taken as, I guess, forsaking the family, which is very hypocritical, because you've done the same, Cassandra. It's very dramatic what she did. They had 2 children together who have since then left the nest, but might come back someday, because this is a nice house. It doesn't have a living room though. It's my only complaint. I should make it bigger so that I can add a living room. But I just love having my pool and my car and my garden. I could probably like expand this way, I guess. I would also like a 3rd bedroom. Yeah, I guess I could expand this way, like out here, and add a living room and a bedroom. Oh, maybe I could do another video of like renovating a house and it would be this house. Just adding space to it. Yeah, this is a very nice house though. It has very nice appliances. The things in it are expensive because that is what Donovan likes and it is what Donovan wants. And when Donovan started to date Alma, Don was actually very against it. And I kept making this joke that was like a Don recognizes a Don, because his name is Donovan. Yeah. Don knew instantly what this guy was trying to do with his daughter. And like, he was immediately very, very like hostile to him. I've never seen Don be so against, and like, he's not an especially grouchy or like mean sim, but with Donovan, oh my god, they hated each other. They really did not like each other at all. And because of that, unfortunately, Don didn't really keep in touch with Alma for the rest of his life. Kept a grudge against her for like choosing this guy over her own family. Which, like, you could argue that Donovan was now her family, and like Don should have made an effort to keep in touch with his daughter anyway, because if you love your daughter so much, maybe like try to show it to her. But that's, you know, I don't think Don is known for being very smart. So they're elders now. They are starting slowly but surely to become grandparents. And we'll see what the future says with these two. They have a dog, Snowy. It was a random stray dog that I found and I thought was very cute. So now it is my dog. Now for this household, the Dreamer household, Dirk still lives in this house. I've changed it a lot though. It is not the original Dreamer house. Dirk and Lilith have finally got married as elders. They were together for all of their lives, but just like dating, girlfriend and boyfriend, and they got married very recently. And they have their granddaughter, Gabrielle, live with them. Gabrielle is the daughter of Isabelle, who is their daughter, and Kellen, who is Juniper and Dustin's son. She's a romance sim, and I decided that she should inherit her grandparents' house. Weirdly enough, it was kind of giving her independence to have move her here, because Lilith and Dirk are not like the most suffocating people, and they've always loved her very much and loved her for who she was, even if that was maybe not what they expected or what families usually expect. They have not judged her a second for having a child out of wedlock, or like even not being so sure of who the father of her child is. I don't remember if it's a boy or girl. Oh, it's a boy. Idris. What a cute little outfit I put him in. Oh, cutie. Gabrielle, she sleeps around. What else is there to do for a romance sim? And of course, what had to happen happened. She had her son with Cohen Garrick. You may remember Cohen from my previous Pleasantview series, where he had a baby with Jenna. I hope I don't get a clone of Cohen this time, because the baby I got last time was a clone. And like, Cohen is a very cute townie, but I want to mix because Gabrielle is stunning. Open your eyes, queen. Look at her. Hi, baby. What's your number? Anyway, Dirk is retired as a business tycoon. His life is much better this time around than the last time. Last time he kept aging up badly, and he died very fast because of that. He died before even Darren, I think, if I'm not mistaken. He died very fast. Like, he aged up a lot faster because he was unhappy. And this time around, he's not unhappy. That's what getting married to your high school sweetheart does. They only had one child because I don't see them as being the type of couple that would have children even, so having one felt right. Because as I said before, I always find it like sad and disappointing when my Sims don't have babies and spread their genes. So it was important for me that like Dirk got to duplicate. Fortunately or unfortunately though, their daughter Isabelle is like Lilith with a tan. She does not look much like Dirk at all, but that happens, it's whatever. And something quite funny that happened is Mary Sue and Darren actually ended up getting married to one another. So Lilith's mom and Dirk's dad made them step siblings after the fact once they were already together, which I guess could have been weird, but we just narrowly escaped the bullet there. She wants to flirt with Keith. He might be sleazy enough to go with it. Lilith has been working in the politics career her whole life, just like her mom, and she's been very good at it. She's a mayor now, so she doesn't look like a mayor, but she is a mayor. Don't let appearances fool you. But yeah, with this family, I'm mostly excited to see what Gabrielle gets up to. I love Roman Sims and I love the bullshit they go through. Since we've just learned about Mary Sue and Darren's marriage, here we are in the family of the result of this marriage, Gaia. Gaia is the daughter of Mary Sue and Darren. She has 2 children. She has her daughter Iris with the late great Othello and her daughter Nicola with her wife. They had a science baby. It was my first time at being like, ooh, do I do it? Do I do it? And then I went and did it. And she is lovely. She's so cute. That's what happens when you make a good decision. She's with Jude, Lucy and Beau's second son. They want to get married, which is very, very cute. And now they live in the family home that I built for them. Gaia and Lily lived in an apartment for a very long time together, and I got bored of this. I hate when my Sims who have like babies and big families are stuck in an apartment. So I built them a nice little house. I don't remember them having a dog, but obviously they do. Here's Leroy. I need to move things around though because this bedroom does have a double bed, but the other side is inaccessible, so they couldn't sleep in there together. I need to fix that. This room was for Nicola when she was a child, but now apparently it is Leroy's room. I really don't remember doing this, but clearly I have done it. Gaia, when she was in university, was dating this girl called Laura. And you may remember from earlier what happened to Laura. She got struck by lightning while she was walking back from her class in university. And I had like planned it all in my head that Gaia would spend her life with Laura. And then, well, clearly that ended up not being possible. And I thought like it could have been anyone. It could have been any other dormy. And I wouldn't have cared at all, but it had to be the one that my Sim was dating. Of course. So that's mostly why Laura is in the cemetery, because I do like really miss her. I would have loved to be able to play her and I wasn't able to. So that's just very sad to me. But Gaia was able to bounce back. She is a strong woman. Gaia is bisexual, but her time dating men was very short and sweet. She was never really with Othello when she had Iris. She's just like a pleasure sim that likes to have fun. She just loves to have fun. Just sleeping around a little bit. You know, her girlfriend died, so can you really blame her? But Nicola was very planned with her wife Lily. Lily, if you are part of my Discord server, you might remember this face because this is a very recognizable face. Lily was actually a child that some of my Sims had in my old Pleasantview and that I had saved to make into a townie because I loved her so much that I wanted her in every single one of my saves. So here she is. I was able to save her, keep her after my Pleasantview died. So yeah, here she is. The only thing that's a little bit weird is if I add the Trikus again, she has Vaudouin's eyes. Like this is she was the granddaughter of Vaudouin and the great granddaughter of, I think it was Cassandra. I'm not sure. She doesn't have any like facial features though from the Goths at all, from Cassandra or Dawn or anyone. She looks like her mom, who was a dormy. You know, I know it would not be incest at all because she technically is not the child of anyone. She's just a townie. But deep down in my mind, I know whose child she is, you know? So that would make it a little bit weird. I just have to not add the Trikus to my Pleasantview again. Or maybe I should. I really love Frickerith so much. But I've not hit the point yet where I'm like, okay, I need new blood, I need fresh blood, because I've been very good and diligent at marrying my Sims to townies a bit more than I used to, like I said before. So it's not been too much of a struggle so far. Gaia is also a professional party guest. I have a lot of people that are in this god-forsaken career. Lily is in the science career. She's also a popularity sim. Jude is in the politics career. He's also a popularity sim. And Nicola is currently unemployed. I guess it's because, oh, but you want to be in a politics career as well. Is it not available? Anyway, I'll deal with that later. She did not go to university. She did not have the one for it. So yeah, straight to an adult. She's very lovely. She's very sweet. I'm still getting to know her though. I feel like I don't know her very much, but that's usually when my Sims are like just become adults. I still haven't sized them exactly. All right, now we've just seen his brother, so now time to go to Robin. Robin Broke, the best name ever. Robin is married to a townie, Maribella. In his case, I think I did want to pair him with a playable, but he wasn't attracted to anyone. He's even just one bolt with Maribella. He's very difficult. It's hard to please him. He's Beau 2.0. I don't think I've ever had Beau in my game not have a kid that looks exactly like him. At least one of his kids has to be like a copy of him. I think he must have, like, most of his facial features must be dominant. That must be why. Maribella is a pleasure sim. She's also one of the prettiest fucking sims I've ever made. I made her. They have 2 children. They have Miles, who is just like a perfect mix between both of his parents, and Virginia, who is also very pretty. I don't know what I wanted to say. They're very close in age. It's rare that I do this because usually I wait until my Sims are either like the previous baby is either close to becoming a child or has at least become a toddler before I have them get pregnant again. But I'm pretty sure she was pregnant again when Miles was still a baby, or like the day that he became a toddler. They're very much in love. It's very beautiful to see. You may also remember this house from the video I made. I made a video building this house. I love playing in it so much. I've not had to tweak. Oh my goodness. I've not had to tweak much at all. It's been working like a charm. He wants another baby. I don't think so, Robin. That's the curse of being a family sim, though. You never stop wishing for it. These two were broke for a really long time, but with hard work and just, saving up, they managed to purchase this house. Robin is a general practitioner, which is pretty good, but doesn't make that much money. So I'm still trying to go up the ranks. But Maribella is the one that brings the money in. She's an executive chef. She's good at what she does. The kids, Miles is a popularity sim and Virginia is a knowledge sim. She wants to get into private school. I'm gonna lock that and do that for you, girly. I don't think they have any romances started. Oh, that's very interesting to me. That appeals to my interests very much. Are you what are you? Where did I put this godforsaken sim blender? There has to be one. There's one on every single one of my lots. Where is the sim blender? What are you, boy? It's the sim blender. I bought one even though I'm sure I have one somewhere. That's very interesting to me. I like that. I did not remember that. My bye, brothers and sisters. We are gathered here today. Oh, that's very exciting. Now I want to play this family again. You want to get with Oliver though? Oliver, well, he doesn't want to get with Oliver. He's just attracted to him, but that's funny. He's like a nut case. He's like a basket case. I'm not sure you want to do that. I'm gonna try though. Of course I'm gonna try. He's not attracted to any girls. He's just attracted to Oliver. Okay, we'll see. Very fascinating. Now, welcome to a build project that took me days. I made a little neighborhood within the neighborhood. So I made a street that comes off both of these streets. It's narrower because it's understood to be not a gated community because there's not a gate, but a more closed off small little neighborhood of houses, and they're all apartments. I have Fleur, oldie, daughter of Alma and Donovan, who we have seen earlier, and I think her husband? No, her fiance. Ooh, who's cheating on her? Oh, I did not remember that. I think this is old university things. It's nothing. His name is Nicholas Perkins. He was a dormie in university. That's where she met him. They are both fortune sims. They are both very focused on their career. They are both very money driven. She is in the entertainment career. Someone is getting murdered. And he is a gamer. Hell yeah. And yeah, they live in this cute little house that's technically an apartment, but is a house, clearly. But if they stay in this house, I'm probably gonna have to stick with one kid because this is a very small room. And they have a dog, and the dog's name is Baby. Hi, Baby. Yeah, go into your little bed, baby. Fleur was raised in a house with people that had money. So that's the way she is. She wants money. She loves money. She's used to having money. If she didn't have money, she would freak out. They have a little cushion right now, but that's not enough for her tastes. And this is pretty much the best they can have as far as a house goes for now, because they cannot afford a real actual house. They will eventually. I mean, it is very good. It's a nice size. You don't get like neighbors knocking on the walls if everything is detached like that. If you want to see the exterior a little better, you can see that it's all like 4 houses with very distinct identities, I guess. I like doing that a lot. It was fun. And there's a little community space with a hot tub. Get freaky in. It's lovely. I like it very much. I'm excited to see what happens with them. So far, it's pretty chill to play them because they're a new couple. They're pretty young. They are just like starting in life. Yeah, can't wait to see what happens. And I just assume that someday Fleur will move back into her parents' house so that she can just keep it when they pass. Welcome to Nina Caliente's house. She has not lived in the condo her whole life. She actually rebought it, put most of her savings towards buying back the house that she and her sister used to share. It's still got some work to do, like this room here, which is a dual purpose computer and cat room. My passion is interior design. Weirdly enough, while on a date with Blaine being Arlo's father, who's married to the goth Harris, you know, from the start of the video, from the first family we've seen. Are you following? She got the one to get engaged to him on a date, and since I play once based, I said, oh yeah girl, you want to play like that? I'm gonna play like that. And I actually made her get engaged to him. And since he's a family sim, he wanted to get married to her, and now Nina is married, which she wasn't happy with, obviously, but she still went with it, so it's not my fault. She already had an affair, so it's fine. Nina has only had one child her whole life, but she has plenty of grandchildren to fall back on, and one of them, Edna, lives with her. Edna is a fortune sim, so part of her moving with her grandma was just like trying to connect with her family, and another bigger part of her was like, I want this house, I want this house, I want this house, I want this house. It's nice, it's big, I want it. But Edna is also a little bit saucy. She's a bit naughty. Oh, see, she has 3 bowls with this guy and a heart with him. I didn't remember that. There are things that are happening. She is the only one out of her sibling that inherited the alien skin. She did not get the eyes though. Xavier got the eyes. Yeah, she's very pretty. She looks like a female descendant of Alexander, and you know how I feel about those. I like them very, very much. Yeah, excited to see what she has in store once again. Edna's one of my favorites lately. Nina is very close to death also, just like her sister. They're the same age, so they're both very close to kicking the bucket. Blaine is not though. Blaine is a lot younger than her, so I assume that Edna is going to be very anxious for Blaine to die as well, and for the house to truly really be hers. And then we have a cat that Nina adopted a long time ago, back when she still lived in an apartment. Riley has been with us through thick and thin. Nina has done a lot of things. She has fought a lot of people. She has also wooed a lot of people. They fought and a lot of people again, and then wooed a lot of people again. She's led a intense life. She is also a professional party guest. How many of those do I have? Her husband, Blaine, is a retired golf caddy, but he's also a mailroom technician. Do I get the payday twice for that? Do I get $45 isn't really a payday. And Edna's a nurse. I didn't remember that. Is that what you want to do with your life? Oh, yes, it is. Okay. I barely remember anything I've done with most of my Pleasantview in the last round, because I've not played it for a long time, because I knew I had to make this video, and I didn't want to play until I was ready to make this video, because then I would have had to play another round for everyone. I couldn't just play a couple families. If I start playing a round, I need to finish it. That's why everyone right now is at the start of winter, because I've just finished a round. Well, just finished. 3 months ago, I finished a round. All right, so we've seen Gabrielle before. So this is the apartment where her parents and her sister Lily lives. Yes, I have 2 Lilies in my Pleasantview. It was not planned. I didn't think long enough before I named her Lily, because the other Lily existed before her. But it doesn't matter. So here is Lily. We talked about her earlier when we met with Penny. She just became an adult after she finished her university. She is a knowledge sim. She looks very different from Gabrielle. They both got like exactly opposite things from each parent. Isabelle is Lilith and Dirk's daughter, their only child, their only daughter. She is a family sim, and it was very hard to only have her have 2 kids. It was made a little bit easier from them living in this apartment, because I don't think I would have liked having 3 kids in this space. She does want another, but she's a bit old for that. And your daughter just had a baby, so you know, maybe not. She works in the emergency services career. She is a social worker. Her husband, Kellen, is the son of Dustin and Juniper, twin of Juno. He's a knowledge sim. He is a ballroom dancer. Ooh, the first dancer that we've got. He looks very good in his dancing outfit. It fits him like a glove. He's obviously very fit, muscular, you know, body ready for dance. But he's gonna have to retire pretty soon because he becomes an elder in 6 days. And I find that dancing is not like a believable career to keep doing when you're an elder. Just like the athletic career, I don't think is something that your Sims, like if you're an Hall of Famer or just like a soccer player, there are 2 careers that you really need to like put a stop to when you become an elder. Otherwise, it's not very realistic. No, nothing really stops you. Stop complaining. What are you complaining about? You're the one blocking the entrance. Look at you, buddy. These 2 are very much so in love. I don't think they have ever separated. They were each other's first. Yeah, high school sweethearts again. With family sims, that's often what happens. They stay with the same person like all their lives because why would they look elsewhere, you know? They found the one. It was very important for Isabelle to live away from her parents because she has a very different philosophy regarding family and how to nurture it compared to her parents. And she also wanted, you know, her independence from them in about the same way that Gabrielle does. But Gabrielle actually wanted freedom from this family that she felt was a bit suffocating to her, and she thought the best way to do that would be to go back to her grandparents who do the opposite of that. So it's funny that her and her daughter are so different in that way, that her daughter is very much more like Lilith and Dirk than she ever was, despite the fact that she is their daughter. And Kellen, like I said before, is a bit estranged from his father. He did stay in contact with his mother until she died recently. And I think that was pretty hard on him, though he's very happy about the inheritance. I'm also, of course, excited to see what Lily does with her life. She and Peony are going to be endgame. I believe so. Okay, now for this family, as I've mentioned before, Iris is the daughter of Gaia and deceased Othello. Rip in peace. She just got this apartment after graduating college, and she's engaged to Keith. Keith, who we have said before, is kind of all over the place. He was expelled from college. He has absolutely no ambition. He's a fortune sim, but will not make his own money. He's the son of Ethel and Joshua, the grandson of Cassandra and Dawn. Don't let the little smile fool you. They are engaged, but obviously Iris has Jude on her mind. But Jude is with her sister. Scandalous. She wants to invite him over all the time, and I do play once based, so the way I would try to get around her fully cheating on her fiance with her sister's boyfriend is I would invite him to dinner and like invite Keith as well, so they would have a dinner, all 3 of them together. It was a little bit weird. Just this weird tension in the air. I don't know why. The thing is, she was briefly with Jude when they were teenagers, I think, or maybe they weren't even. She just like got it in her head that she was going to be. Yeah, she doesn't have any memory of like doing anything with him unless it was later, which would be even more scandalous. No, I don't think so. She was never even with Jude. Not briefly, nothing at all. I don't know why she's so adamant that she wants to like flirt with him. She's not even attracted to him. She has 0 bolts with him. She has at least 1 with Keith. Anyway, the important thing is she wants to get married to Keith, and Keith wants to get a bronze flower arranging talent badge. That's a new one. So I guess that's what he's gonna do, because he's unemployed. He has no desire to get a job. He wants to get businesses though, and a vacation home. Oh my goodness. With what money? Mr. got expelled from college. Anyway, I don't think Iris knows it, but she's about to become a cash cow. for the rest of her life. She's also a fortune sim, but at least she has ambition. She is in the law career. She's working for her money. I mean, he's gonna end up working for his money if what he does is flower arranging. There's money in that. So we'll see, I guess. Okay, and now the last of Dustin and Juniper's children, Valley and her husband, Xavier Goth, son of Lena and Haim, grandson of Alexander, and a random ass alien. Xavier got the eyes and he got the Spock eyebrows. He's very fun to look at. They have a son, Jasper, who got the little alien eyes, but he doesn't have the eyebrows, so he looks like he's scared. What did you see, little guy? Valley is pregnant again. She's been pregnant for 20 hours, so we have 28 more hours to go. They are both fortune sims. I have a lot of fortune sims. Valley is also a dancer, just like her brother. They have it in their blood. Xavier is a family law attorney, and Jasper does not have a career because he's a scared little boy. He really looks like he's seen something. I'm continuing the unspoken tradition of having every single male in the Goth family have a name that finishes with ER. You have Gunther, you have Mortimer, you have Alexander, you have Xavier, you have Jasper, and then Rin also had Dexter. It's just like a little thing I like to do. I always thought that was very fun. It's also fun to give myself the challenge because I name my babies alphabetically, and I like the challenge of like, okay, I'm on this specific letter, but I need to find a name starting with this letter that also ends in ER. That really narrows the possibilities. Valley used to live in this house with her mom, Juniper, and her mom's husband, Will, but they both passed away last round, so that was, of course, a shock. The baby was born right before Juniper died, actually, and now they have the whole place for themselves, but they did end up with a lot of money, like getting all of the money Juniper had and all the inheritance. So I don't think they will live in an apartment for very long, not with money like this. That'd be ridiculous. I might have to build another Goth mansion for another branch of the family. I'm still getting to know them to see how they are together, what kind of family they'll end up having. I don't think Valley has ever been made aware of why her parents split up so soon after her birth. And I don't think she knows why her father's never really been in her life either. Because I don't think that's something that Juno and Kellen know for sure either, or would be comfortable telling her. Because she's such like a soft little nice girl. I don't think she would take it very well to know that she was the result of such an act. I think there's things you're better off not knowing. Welcome to the broke trailer. Does not look like a trailer very much anymore. We have Betty. Betty is unborn baby broke. We have her husband, Otto. We have her daughter, Tilly. We have Tilly's husband, Ramon. We have their 3 kids that they had in extremely quick succession. Astrid, Wilbur, and Bennett. Okay. They also have a dog. His name is Bianca. Betty and Otto also have a son. It's probably going to be the last family that we see because we've not seen Seth and Parker yet. So they have 2 children. They have Seth and Tilly. They also had Seth and Tilly very, very quick, like one after the other, which, as I've said before, is usually not the way I go with this, but sometimes when accidents happen, I have accidental pregnancy in my game for a reason. Like, I'm gonna let accidents happen once in a while. So the same thing was true for Betty and her husband. The thing was, Betty and Otto were very early into their relationship and actually like very young into their adult lifespan when they had both of their children. So they were always like a little kooky family. Betty, as you can see, is very bright, neon pink hair. She wears those glasses in her everyday. She used to look like this when she was an adult. This is Tilly's husband. He's got elf ears and this mohawk. Look how happy she is though. Look, in the middle of the night, this is what she's feeling. Tilly has alien eyes because her father, Otto, has alien eyes. I'm guessing he has some alien ancestry, but quite far in his DNA because he does not have the alien recessive skin. Astrid looks like a mean ass elf. She has the elf ears. She has like upturned eyebrows. She looks so angry and mean, and I love her. Then her twin brother, all the opposite of that. And then Bennett is like more of a middle ground. between his mom and his dad. None of them got the alien eyes, unfortunately. They have a pretty good amount of money, but they always struggle a little bit. They don't have the best furniture or the best looking stuff. I really need to redo this house also, because this was like kind of fancy schmancy for when Brandy was still alive, but it's really not cutting it anymore. And since they have a little bit of money for a renovation, I could definitely do that. They also would need more room because like the 3 kids are sharing the same room. But having 3 kids was once again not what I wanted to do, but I've done it. They're pretty close to being teenagers, actually. That would be quite interesting when that happens. But yeah, this is like my chaotic household. It's quite fun to play. It's a bit much, but it's fun. Betty and her husband both work in the culinary career. She's a little bit better than him. Ramon is an elementary school teacher. He's also a family sim, even though he doesn't really look like it. You know, you can't tell everything from appearances. Tilly is my only sim in the neighborhood, if I'm not no, her brother too. Both she and her brother are in the paranormal career. I guess they just have that in common, that they're obsessed with it. I don't even know what dowser means. Whoever thought that you could make so much money getting a stick to point towards water? Okay, so I guess it has something to do with sticks and water. Great. I mean, I'm glad that she's rocking it. She's bringing back $1,000 a shift. But yeah, it's been quite fun to play. The only thing that annoys me is that she works at night. It's not been very practical with the kids. But you know, other than that, other than them being a bit kooky, they all love each other very, very much. They're all very happy to be together. I'd say Seth was the most like normal member out of that family, so it makes sense that he's the one who like left. So let's go over to his house right now. So their house is actually not finished. I had them move in there because I wanted to test some things in the house to make sure that everything was working, because I did this like diagonal living room and I wanted to make sure it was okay. So yeah, the house isn't finished. Don't look at it. Why am I showing you the house if I don't want you to look at it? All right, so this is Seth. Seth is brother of Tilly, which I just showed you, the family. Grandson of Brandy and Skip. Son of Betty. He looks like what unborn baby Brooke looks like when you have like a normal base game Pleasantview without any fixes. He was abducted by aliens and had honey. Look at this cutie right here. Oh my god. He's married to Parker, and there was a very traumatizing thing that happened when I last had a flu plague in my Pleasantview. Parker's dad, Caspian, died, but before that there was another plague, a previous plague if you will, that also killed Seth. Seth got the flu coming back from work. He got it from another one of the mediums, I don't know. He brought it back home, and then he was sick for like multiple days. And when they're sick for multiple days and do not heal, I just know that they're gonna die, because usually they would heal in about a day and a half, and if they don't, I know they're gonna die. But with Seth, he was sleeping, and like I had the little pop-up that Seth is healthy again. It's like, great, I was sure he was gonna die, so I'm like very relieved. And then right as I get this pop-up, he gets up from bed and fucking dies. So I felt like that was not okay, because the game had just told me that he was healthy again, so why was he dying then? So I got the phone to resurrect the dead with nefarious means, meaning cheats, and I brought him back, and I didn't feel bad at all for doing this because he wasn't supposed to be dead. The game had just told me he was healthy again. So yeah, this guy was dead for a little bit. He was dead for a couple minutes, but we brought him back. They adopted Tara together. I got her as a baby, so she's a mix between 2 townies. I don't know which one. I don't really care to know. I think she's very pretty, so whoever it was, good job. And little Honey is just a little baby. Parker is a fortune sim. He is an attorney as well. He wants to reach the top of the law career. Let's do it. And like I said before, Seth is also in the paranormal career, just like his sister. He's a medium. Tara just became a teenager. I don't think I randomized her sexuality, so she doesn't have any attraction for anyone, but I'm guessing that will change. Other than that, they love each other very much. I mean, Parker brought him back from the dead, so that shows dedication. And also, I'm glad they like each other a little bit, because they were the only 2 sims from that generation that randomized as gay, so they didn't really have a choice to get together. And that's pretty much it. It's not at all as dramatic as the old one, because my old Pleasantview, I was playing with the intent to make it almost too much, like telenovela type shit happening. With this Pleasantview, I tried to do things a little bit out of the box, just differently than I had done it before, but not in a ridiculous way or an unrealistic way. Pairing Darren and Mary Sue together, I had never even considered. It was kind of a setup, actually. It was pretty funny because Darren was, of course, into Cassandra, and Cassandra is Mary Sue's best friend. So when Mary Sue got divorced, Cassandra was like, hey, why don't you two like go out for a drink together and maybe like get out my fucking hair? And it worked. It worked. I'm very excited to be able to start playing again now that I'm done with this, because I think I was holding back for 3, maybe 2.5, 3 months from playing because I knew I had to record this. But it takes a lot of time. Like, I've been talking so much that I'm losing my voice. Like, this is a big thing that I have to do, and that I have to have enough time to record this properly. And then I also like have at the back of my mind the thought that I'm gonna have to edit this. Like, it's not one and done. I'm not done right now. I have to edit this. Hours of footage of me talking nonstop. That's a lot longer to edit than like 5 hours of footage where there's like a lot of long blanks. But it's okay because people love these videos a lot, and I do like making them even though they take a while. So if, let's say, in the next 40 in-game years, that'll be 100 years of Pleasantview, I could do another one of those. But yeah, that was my Pleasantview 60 years later, new Pleasantview edition. As always, guys, I love you and I care about you. Please follow me on all of my social medias. They will be linked down below, as well as my Ko-fi if that is something that could interest you. And the link to join the Discord server will also be down below. Sleep tight. Don't let the bloodlight bite. So.